Imagine waking up in 2030 to find the middle class, gone. Sounds like a dystopian novel, right? But hold on to your seats, because this could be our reality if current trends continue. Let's dive into this eye-opening journey together. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room: income inequality. Over the past few decades, the rich have been getting richer while the rest of us, not so much. In his book, Requiem for the American Dream, Noam Chomsky discusses how wealth and power have become increasingly concentrated, squeezing the middle class into oblivion. It's like watching a game where the rules keep changing, to favor the already wealthy. Now you might be thinking, isn't the economy growing? Shouldn't we all be benefiting? Well, not exactly. The growth often touted in headlines tends to favor top earners, leaving crumbs for the average worker. This disparity has led to a shrinking middle class, as highlighted in Hedrick Smith's Who Stole the American Dream. Smith points out that policies favoring corporations and the wealthy have eroded the economic foundation of the middle class. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about jobs. Remember when a stable job with benefits was the norm? Now we're in the gig economy. Short-term contracts, freelance work, zero job security. This shift has made it harder for middle-class families to plan for the future, contributing to financial instability. In Broke, Who Killed the Middle Classes? David Boyle explores how these changes have undermined the traditional middle-class lifestyle. And don't get me started on education. Once seen as the great equalizer, education has become a financial burden. Skyrocketing tuition fees and student loan debts are crippling young professionals, delaying or even preventing their entry into the middle class. This issue is further exacerbated by wage stagnation, making it harder to pay off these debts. Let's not forget about housing. Home ownership, a traditional marker of middle-class status, is increasingly out of reach. Rising property prices and rents are forcing many into precarious living situations. This housing crisis is a significant factor in the erosion of the middle class, as stable housing is crucial for financial security. So, what's the bottom line? If these trends continue, the middle class as we know it could disappear by 2030. But it's not all doom and gloom. Awareness is the first step toward change. By understanding these issues, we can advocate for policies that promote economic fairness and revive the middle class. Here's where things get even more concerning: automation. Remember when robots were just cool sci-fi characters? Well, they're now coming for your job. Artificial intelligence is advancing at breakneck speed, taking over tasks we once thought were safe. A study from Oxford University revealed that nearly half of all U.S. jobs could be automated in the coming years. That's not just factory work. AI is already drafting legal documents, diagnosing medical conditions, and even writing articles. This shift is putting millions of white-collar jobs on the chopping block. Some say, well, can't people just learn new skills and adapt? Sounds reasonable, but here's the problem. This time, it's happening way faster than before. Andrew Yang warns that the pace of automation is so rapid that millions of workers won't have time to transition into new roles. Even highly skilled professionals aren't safe. Imagine spending years in college to become a radiologist, only to discover that AI can read X-rays faster, cheaper, and more accurately than you can. Scary, right? Meanwhile, the gig economy is turning traditional employment on its head. Sure, working as a freelancer or rideshare driver seems flexible, but here's the dark side. They often lack benefits like health insurance, paid leave, or retirement plans. This shift is leaving millions in financial limbo, constantly chasing their next paycheck with no stability in sight. The result? A growing class of workers who struggle to achieve or even maintain middle-class status. Some experts believe that Universal Basic Income, UBI, could be the solution. The idea? Give every adult a fixed monthly income to ensure no one falls below a certain financial threshold. Sounds great in theory, but critics argue that it could reduce the incentive to work and place enormous pressure on the economy. Even if implemented, UBI alone won't fix the deeper issue: the ever-widening wealth gap that's swallowing the middle class whole. The scary truth? If these trends continue, the middle class won't just shrink, it could vanish altogether. In the next part, we'll dive into the hidden financial traps that are quietly draining middle-class wealth faster than most people realize. While automation and unstable job markets are wreaking havoc on the middle class, there's another force silently draining people's wealth: debt. And no, we're not just talking about credit card bills. It's far worse than that. Student loans have become a financial black hole for millions. Decades ago, going to college was seen as the ultimate ticket to a stable middle-class life. But now, many graduates are drowning in debt, paying hundreds or even thousands each month just to cover their interest. According to Forbes, U.S. student loan debt has surpassed 1.7 trillion, yes, trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries. For many young professionals, this debt cripples their ability to save, invest, or buy a home, forcing them to delay major life milestones. And speaking of homes, housing costs are spiraling out of control. Once a cornerstone of middle-class stability, homeownership now feels like an impossible dream for many. Property prices have surged, especially in urban areas, leaving families stuck renting for years with no real path to building equity. Meanwhile, rent prices keep climbing, draining paychecks faster than ever before. Healthcare costs are another massive blow. A single medical emergency can wipe out years of savings overnight. In fact, medical bills are one of the leading causes of bankruptcy in the U.S. Imagine working hard for years, only to watch your finances collapse because of a hospital visit. It's happening to thousands of families right now, and it's only getting worse. Even those who manage to avoid debt traps face the relentless pressure of inflation. Groceries, gas, utilities, prices are climbing everywhere. While the wealthy can absorb these increases, middle-class families are being pushed closer to the edge. The result? More people relying on credit cards just to survive, digging themselves into an even deeper hole. But here's the real kicker. While everyday Americans struggle to keep up, the ultra-wealthy are getting richer at record speed. By leveraging tax loopholes, offshore accounts, and corporate benefits, the richest 1% continue to expand their fortunes while the middle class fights to stay afloat. Wealth inequality has reached levels not seen since the Great Depression, and if nothing changes, the gap will only widen. The harsh reality? The system feels rigged. The rising cost of education, healthcare, and housing, combined with wage stagnation and automation, is forcing the middle class into a financial chokehold. If these trends continue, the dream of financial stability could become a luxury only the wealthy can afford. But don't lose hope yet. In the final chunk, we'll explore practical strategies that can help individuals and families protect themselves from this economic storm, and possibly even thrive despite it. Now that we've uncovered the threats facing the middle class, the big question is, what can you do to survive this financial storm? Because here's the truth. While the system feels stacked against you, there are strategies to break free and protect your future. First, let's talk about skill adaptation. Automation isn't just taking jobs, it's changing the type of work that's in demand. The key? Learning skills that AI can't easily replace. Critical thinking, creative problem-solving, emotional intelligence. These are the abilities that robots struggle to master. Careers in fields like healthcare, cybersecurity, and renewable energy are projected to thrive because they require human intuition and adaptability. Staying ahead of this shift is crucial. Next, side hustles aren't just a trend, they're becoming a necessity. Relying on a single paycheck is risky in today's volatile economy. Starting a small online business, investing in digital skills, or exploring freelance work can create additional income streams that keep you afloat if your primary job disappears. Platforms like Etsy, Fiverr, and Upwork have already helped millions turn side gigs into serious income. Another game changer: investing. The wealthy aren't just rich because they earn more. They know how to make their money work for them. Even with limited income, investing small amounts in index funds, ETFs, or real estate can grow your wealth over time. Compound interest is powerful, and starting early, even with just a few dollars, can have a huge impact. And don't overlook the power of financial education. Most people struggle not because they don't earn enough, but because they're never taught how to manage money. Learning about budgeting, debt management, and smart spending can help you stretch your dollars further. Resources like The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley reveal how adopting simple but effective financial habits can build long-term wealth, even on an average salary. Finally, protect yourself from economic instability by diversifying your income. Whether it's investing in multiple industries, building digital assets, or exploring remote work opportunities, having multiple streams of income gives you leverage if one source dries up. Think of it as creating your own financial safety net. The bottom line? While the disappearance of the middle class may seem inevitable, Individuals who adapt, invest wisely, and embrace new opportunities can still thrive. The system may be broken, but those who stay informed and take action have a chance to come out stronger than ever. The key is to start now, because by 2030, waiting could cost you everything.